Let's have us an updated Glizzy collection.
Your body's beat by the window seat. Little eyes look high up into blues and stars. I wanna surrender to those cosmic skies, whispering spells about what it means to be wise.
Welcome back to the office. As you heard, we are going to have us an updated Glock collection video. And yes, I have acquired quite a few more Glocks since the last time we talked about it. But before we go any further, April 27th, Miami Guns and Range, we're having us the second annual meet and greet. We're going to have giveaways, we're going to have food, we're going to have music, we're going to have us a good time. If you came to the first annual meet and greet, you already know we had us a great time, and we are planning to do it even bigger. So make sure that you're there. Hopefully that you can come. It would be a pleasure to meet every one of you if you're able to make it. April 27th, Miami Guns and Range. I cannot wait to see you. All right, so we are talking about Glocks. All of these Glocks are clear. Some of them do have magazines, some of them don't have magazines. They have been double checked, and I will check them again with you one more time. And this video is for educational purposes only, and we are in the safe and controlled environment of the office. So with that being said, let's run straight into it. The very first one. Now, these are not in any particular order, not by caliber, not by numbers, not by anything. So I'm just grab them, and then we'll just talk about them as we go. All right. Oh, shoot. Whew. I almost lost that one. Up first, what is it that I have here? So this is the Glock 28 chambered in 380, serrations only in the rear of the slide. This is why I like to have serrations in the front of the slide, because it just makes it easier when you're checking to make sure that your chamber is clear. Now, this is a nice shoot. I don't have any complaints with this shoot in particular because it is in 380, but I do have some pinky hang off. Not a fan of the pinky hang off, but because the 380 round is not so abusive or not so obnoxious, you're able to control and keep your shots on target. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this does share the same slide length as the Glock 19, but just obviously the shorter grip on here. Finger indentations is a plus for me, but overall, it's just not practical. It's too thick for me to conceal, and it just doesn't work for me, although it's a pretty good shoot. This is the Glock 28 chambered in 380. There she goes. All right, number 2. Magazine is empty and our pistol is clear. Now this one here is also chambered in 380. This is the Glock 42. As you can see, this is way slimmer, way nicer than, I shouldn't even say way nicer. It's just a lot slimmer and a lot easier to conceal. Although it only has a 6+1 of the 380, I just feel like this is a perfect summer carry because you're able to put this anywhere and not have any issues with actually concealing this. The grip on here, I do have a Terran Tactical base plate on here that gave me that +2. So it's actually 6, it's 8+1 because of the +2. It gives me that full grip feel that I like. And yes, I did carry this for some time, but I just felt like I wanted more than just the 380. So that is why, oh yeah, she's sexy, ain't it? Yeah, she's sexy. See that Seymour? If you know, you know. But we're talking about these. All right, so this 42, again, I did carry it for quite some time, but I just felt like I needed more. So that's what kind of like put me up. But if I'm wearing something or I'm going somewhere to where I have something a little bit, slinky or a little bit smaller, a little bit more form figuring, this would be something that I would take. And this is the Glock 42 chambered in 380. All right, and up next, let's talk about this one here. Now, this one does not have a magazine, and this is the Glock 23C. Pistol is clear. This is chambered in, oh, this is 40. This is chambered in 40. I don't know why I wanted to say 9mm. This is chambered in 40. Oh, I just have too many sometimes and they kind of like just become a blur. And I haven't shot this since I did the original review on here. So this might be something I might just be a little bit more interested in bringing out to the range for you. So as you can see, it does have the comp in the barrel right here. So the C, I'm assuming, stands for comp or whatever the C stands for, but I'm assuming it stands for comp because we do have the ports in the slide. That's what it is. That's what I didn't understand. The barrel is ported, but it stands the C for comp. I don't know why you take it up with Glock. I have no idea why they did that way, but that's not me. Now this one here is actually a Gen 4. As you can see, it does have the finger grooves. And it was a pretty decent shoot for what it was. I had no complaints. Anything that has a full-size grip to it is perfect for me. And this is the Glock 23C, chambered in 40.
You forgot you had that.
I did. That's what I'm saying. I don't even, it's probably a couple more that I forgot that I had. And yeah, so if you're interested in seeing this, let me know. Drop that in the comments. The Glock 23C, chambered in 40. All right, so up next, we have us, another little tiny. Now, this is probably my favorite carry, my favorite Glock carry option. I think that sounds better that way. And this is the Glock 43X. It does have a 10-round magazine. We do have serrations in the front of the slide. The only thing that this is missing is MOS. I wish it was MOS. So that I can write a red dot, but that's not, I would just have to get one. But yes, the Glock 43X, I think I love everything about it. The feel in the hand, it just feels complete. So as far as the Glock line goes, and if it was one that I had to carry, which I have carried, would be this Glock 43X, chambered in 9mm. Enjoy it, almost too much, more than what I should. Glock 43X. All right, up next, let's talk about this little stinker right here. The Glock 26 Gen 5, chambered in 9mm. We got serrations in the front of the slide. Pistol is clear. This is not a bad shoot. The pinky extension on the magazine kind of gives you that fulfilling full grip feel, but it's still too stubby for me. 9mm, as you know, if it comes out of anything too short in the grip or too short in the barrel for me, it ain't where it's at. But this actually was not a bad shoot. I did enjoy this quite a bit. And this is the Glock 26 chambered in 9mm. A little stinker. All right. Moving right along. Let's go in with this here. Pistol is clear and it does not have a magazine. My Glock 19 chambered in 9mm. This was the first Glock that I own. And the first Glock that I hated. I got this to carry. Everybody, you know how I say sometimes you get influenced into buying things. And I feel like I was influenced into making this purchase. Not that I feel like it was a bad purchase, but for me, early on in my shooting journey, this was not a good purchase for me. I just hated it. I couldn't conceal it. I didn't know what to do with it. I wanted to carry it, but I just felt like it was too big. I did not like how it shot. It was just a mess, a huge mess, and I was not happy at all. But now, as I've grown into the shooter that I am today, I have found and appreciate the simplicity of Glocks, and know the Glock 19 is not bad. This is a Gen 5, and I can shoot this all day now, just because I've found, when you're young in a sport or whatever it is, or you're madura. No, madura is when you're ripe. When you're green to a sport or you're green to anything, it becomes a little bit more difficult for you to be involved with, things that are a little bit more hyped. And I just felt like I got sucked into that with this Glock 19. But as of now, she all right with me. She all right with me, but this was my first Glock that I absolutely hated. But she cool, she cool. My Glock 19 Gen 5. Holy shoot. I'm gonna knock everything down. All right, moving right along, let's talk about this one here. This one here, magazine is empty. We got us a 15-round magazine, and this is the Glock 22 Gen 4 chambered in 40 cal. I hate it. Thank God it was only $100. I absolutely hate the shoot of this firearm. I don't even think I was able to give you a full 100 out of this. It was horrible. The blade on this trigger was disgusting. Every time I engaged that safety on that trigger, it just bit. It just constantly bit and bit and bit and bit, and it was horrible. I was able to, and I hit like 75 yards. I hit still about 75 yards with this, but it was just not a good shoot for me at all. And I think it would just all boil down to the trigger. The feel of it was good. Me maintaining shots on steel, I was not as efficient as I would have liked to be, maybe because it was a 40, but I just hated it. I did enjoy this extended slide drop though. The Glock 22 chambered in 40. We ain't gonna talk about it too much because I ain't like it. All right, up next, let's talk about another Glock that I don't like. Well, Yoke, you say you don't like Glock at all. No, I don't like them, but I prefer some. This is the Glock 29 Gen 4 chambered in 10 millimeter. Pistol is clear, and that magazine is empty. This is an abuse of a firearm. Whoever thought of putting that 10 millimeter out of something this small. Now, this is a Glock 20 magazine. That is why we have this X-grip extension sleeve on here so that I can fulfill that full-size grip. But with the original magazine, it is torture. But once you kind of like fix it in this configuration, it's not that bad. But the Glock 29 Gen 4 is just not for me. Now I have used this. This was my hiking firearm. So anytime I went hiking or I went anywhere in the woods, this is something that I would carry or that I have carried. But other than that, I would not take this anywhere else. And this is the Glock 29 chambered in 10 millimeter. She all right too. All right, move it right along. Let's talk about this next one here. We have us the Glock 25 chambered in 380. Magazine is empty and the pistol is clear. Now this right here is a lot of fun to shoot. You have a full-size pistol with that 380 round coming out of it, and it's just so fulfilling when you're able to just drive those shots, pop, 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 on steel and just make it ring. It is what it is. 380, it may not feel like much or it may not sound like much, but it's a very, very decent shoot. I think this is probably out of my 380s. This is my preferred because it is in this full-size configuration. I do enjoy this a lot. The Glock 25 chambered in 380. Okay, moving right along. Magazine is empty and this pistol is clear. What you're feasting your eyes on here is the Glock 27 Gen 4. Now this one is chambered in 45 gap. This was an FHP issued firearm. And this was number 1091. Finger grooves, you already know I'm a fan of that. As I said, this pistol is empty. Not a bad shoot at all. I did enjoy this when I actually shot this pistol. Very decent. I think I was just more interested in having it just because it was a duty pistol at one point. It is now retired. But yes, just to have in the collection, I think it was pretty decent. Now, 45 gap is super hard to find. I don't think I was able to find any more after I shot those 100 rounds. I don't even know where to begin to look for them. But yeah, the 45 gap, I don't know if they're going to just deplete them completely and just do away with them. Hopefully not, so I can at least have a box or two. But yes, this is the Glock 37 Gen 4 in 45 gap. FHB. Okay. And up next, we have us a Glock 45 chambered in 9mm. Pistol is clear and that magazine is empty. Now this one here has a pretty interesting story. If you have not seen that, make sure you go back and check that out. This one here also is a very nice shoot. Very, very similar to the Glock 19X, except for very minor differences between the two. Obviously the color, and if, in my opinion, it feels like the triggers are a little bit different. It might give you a little bit more of, I think, a linear sling or a linear spot here or something, but it's very, very minimum stuff, suppressor height sights and stuff like that. But yes, the Glock 45, this was one that, you know, they bamboozled everybody as usual and just changed the number on there and made you buy it. But yeah, if you want to check the story out on this one, make sure that you do. That Glock 45 stolen and recovered. Sounds interesting, don't it? Chambered in 9mm. There she is. All right, so since we talked about the 45, let's go ahead and jump straight into the 19X. Very, very beautiful. Pistol is clear. The Glock 19X chambered in 9mm. The exact same thing as the 45, except we have suppressor height sights. We do have a threaded barrel. We do have your linear sling ring thing down here. I think it might give you +2. If so, they're both obviously MOS, and this has to be my favorite full-size Glock. I absolutely love this pistol. I can run this firearm here. It gives me almost like super powered feeling. Like I can run and gun with this. Oh yeah, that wrist breaker. Y'all don't know nothing about that. I really feel like I can run and gun with this. I like it. I know probably is, oh, Yoke, what's going on with Yoke? She pooching out on us. She like Glock. She like that. No, I still don't prefer Glocks, but y'all know I am truthful into what it is that I do. If it's something that I like, I'm going to let you know, just as if it's something that I don't like, I am going to let you know. But this Glock 19X, I enjoy a whole lot. And I am just letting you know. Glock 19X chambered in 9mm. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the prettiest Glock in the 305. This Glock 17 right here. Absolutely beautiful. This is the Miami Days and Nights / whatever it is you want to call it. Super, super beautiful. The stipple on here is absolutely, feels very nice in the hand. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Gen 3 grip with the 1-finger indentation and suppressor height sights. We do have a beautiful chameleon barrel on here with the ports. How many? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ports in the slide, windows in the ports in the barrel, and windows in the slide. Yeah, I thought y'all were gonna get me on that one. Very personalized, very nice. I love it. This is the Hayward Stream edition. Well, Hayward Stream was the creator of this Yoki Sturrup edition, Glock 17. Very, very beautiful, as you can see. Chambered in 9mm, and yeah, I enjoy it very, very much. My personalized Glock 17 chambered in 9mm. Okay, let's get into this one here. Another Glock 17, but this right here is my Mike Lowry edition. Let's do a quick ear check. He. I don't think you've ever heard me refer to any of my firearms as he. He is clear. My Glock 17 Gen 4 Mike Lowry edition. Yes, very, very slick, beautiful pistol. You get your fingerprints all over it. Once you touch it once, forget it. You got to keep wiping it down. Very nice shoot. Yeah, it's a Glock 17. Very chambered in 9mm. I think what makes it so pretty is the slide. That probably is the only reason why I bought it, because of the movie, Bad Boys. Mike Lowry, Glock 17, chambered in 9mm. Okay. We have us another one here. And this one does not have a magazine. This is the Glock 31 chambered in 357 SIG. Also a very nice shoot. Anything for me with a full-size grip is where it's at. I take that back. I can say that I may have one or two that I am not a fan of, even though it has a full-size grip. Some 10mm, not a fan of. Even some 45s, even if it's full-size, I'm not a fan of. But this 357 SIG is a nice shoot, I must admit. I enjoyed it when I took it out to the range. And yeah, this is that Glock 31. We have no serrations in the front of the slide, but it is what it is. Glock 31 chambered in 357 SIG. And we have us here another Glock with no magazine inside. This is the Glock 47 chambered in 9mm. Very nice shoot as well. Enjoy it. You know what? I can't say it's a nice shoot just by holding it, but I can vaguely remember how I felt about this. Again, it's been a while since I've shot a lot of these. And unfortunately, I get myself caught up in that, just shooting my firearms one time and having to put them down because there's so many. But I eventually get back to it because I try to get into a lot of your requests. You know, if you guys say, well, I want to see this again, I want to see comparison. But yes, there's a lot of my firearms that I shoot. I get to, let's say, if we're trying to meet a goal or our 1,000 round or our 5,000 round, just to do our testing, or, you know, how battle worn, whatever, I may, you know, get to that point and then that would be it. But there's a lot of them that they don't get a lot of play. And unfortunately, that's just the truth of it, because there's just too many. This Glock 47, I can vaguely remember enjoying this shoot. Now, if there's anything here that you want to see me compare to something, want to see me take it back to the range, damn it, if you want me to take the whole Glock collection to the range, let me know, drop that in the comments, and I will do my best to find that 45 gap, because as I said, those things are almost like extinct to find that round, but I definitely would do my best. Yes, so this Glock 47, this one is MOS, chambered in 9mm. And this one here is actually, let me see, am I done? Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, that is my updated Glock collection video. So what did y'all think? What did y'all see? How did y'all feel? Let me know. Drop that in the comments. Let's talk about it. Is there a Glock? And I am sure there is a Glock that you would like to see, or you would be interested in me to review, let me know. Drop that in the comments. I think I'm trying to complete the whole collection if I can. I definitely will do that. You know that although I am not a fan, but I am definitely a collector, so we got to get that done. So let me know. Drop that in the comments. Listen, April 27th, Miami Guns and Range, the second annual meet and greet. I hope to see you there. So with that being said, yo, gang, y'all already know I love y'all for life. Muchos besitos. Peace.